It's time to get inside the Giants huddle.
Let's go, back to your huddle.
On Giants.com.
Tempo.
And the Giants mobile app.
Go.
Part of the Giants podcast network.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of the Giants Huddle podcast. Hope everyone had an excellent July 4th weekend. I am John Schmeelk. Today we have a bit of an eclectic group of players. We have Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton. We have newly acquired Giants running back Devontae Booker. And then we have place kicker Graham Gano. First, let's start with new running back Devontae Booker, who signed with the Giants as a free agent this offseason. And now we're joined by Devontae Booker. Devontae, what has it been like in the building, actually having in-person spring practices with your new team and teammates?
It's been good so far. Just getting acclimated here and, getting to meet my new teammates and just being in the building, learning football again. It's been some long, months through the off season, but, it's been good work. And, I'm just happy to be back in the building and getting ready to work with, new team.
Knowing what last season was like and it all virtual, can you imagine what this adjustment would be like if you had to be all virtual this year and you weren't able to be in person?
Yeah. It'd be the same kind of, just like you said, like last year, just being at home and doing everything virtual and going to work out on your own and, just doing everything that you really couldn't do, here at the facility. But I guess most of us are, happy that we're in the building and, getting good quality work while we're there.
Yeah, and you had to do that going from Denver to Oakland, obviously.
Yeah.
Or Vegas, pardon me. I still say Oakland. What is it like being in that running back room with your coaches and just kind of getting ready for the season and learning the new system and everything they want you to do?
It's been good. Everything's been so useful and helpful at this point. Obviously this is my first year trying to learn, a new offense again. And, it just comes with it. Being in the room with, Saquon and the other running backs and, just learning day by day on, just little stuff between the, offensive scheme and what we're supposed to be doing. So, like I said, it's been really good so far. And, I got good coaches in the room and Coach Burns and, just got to put it all together.
What have you learned from Coach Burns and from Coach Garrett in your interactions with them?
I've been learning a lot. Obviously speaking with Coach Garrett and stuff with, between, stuff I'm doing out on the field or, just how I'm taking in the offense and how is it coming for me. And it's been going really good. And, between me and Coach Burns, he's an Alabama guy, so He's always asking me about Josh Jacobs and stuff. And, he'll tell Josh about Josh will tell you about me and stuff like that. So I've been learning a lot from him as well. And, just going to continue to keep learning and be open ears each day.
From the outside looking in, I got to imagine it's hard for a running back to really get into a rhythm and get a feel for their offensive line until the pads are on and you're going full speed. Is that true, or can you start to get a feel for stuff now when there's no pads, there's no contact, and maybe things aren't, full go?
Not really. Like you said, until once we get the pads on and everybody moving and, actually running and blocking, that's when we're going to get a good feel of everything. All the stuff through, OTAs, like it's still, guys aren't, moving guys and stuff like that or running hard, Nobody's trying to get hurt between, not having no pads on.
You got to stay healthy. First things first, yeah.
So really won't start getting a feeling on, all that stuff until training camp and, really getting a feel on certain run plays or, on how certain guys going to take on a block. That's more going to come, once training camp and everything and when we get pads on.
So now I imagine for you the big thing now is, learn the language, learn the playbook, but also I imagine some of the assignments in pass pro and things like that are some of the valuable things that you're able to ingest now?
Absolutely. That's one of the main reasons, of me here being at OTAs and stuff now is just learning that language between, me and the offensive line and the quarterback. It can be different audibles or different adjustments throughout a play. And, I just need to hear and learn that language that they're talking. And so I can get it back to myself and, know what I'm supposed to be doing. And, not mess up on a play or anything like that, because that's the last thing you would want to do as a running back, mess up on something you won't be playing.
The minute you get that quarterback hit, that's the worst possible thing that can happen.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. All right, final question. I know he hasn't been out there and he's rehabbing. What has it been like working with Saquon? You mentioned him. He's in the meeting room with you guys. What has it been like working with him?
It's been good so far. Like you said, obviously he ain't been out there on the field with us at all, but he's in every meeting. He's asking questions on, whatever we're doing out on the field. And, it's been useful to, have him here and, just ready to work really between me and him. We just ready to go out and work and just do what we, need to do out on the field.
Devontae, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate the time. Thanks so much. Best of luck this year.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
That's Giants running back Devontae Booker. Limited Giants season tickets are on sale now for the 2021 season. In addition to ticket savings, membership benefits include access to exclusive events, experiences, pre-sales, and more. You can lock in your seats starting at just $100. Call 888-NYG-1925 or visit Giants.com/tickets for more information. All right, now let's go to the kicking game. Graham Gano, who was one of the best kickers in the NFL last year for the Giants, acquired from the Panthers, and he had a great year. Let's talk to Graham. Now we're joined by Giants kicker Graham Gano. Graham, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about it. What clicked so well for you as the Giants kicker, man, where you just had such a heck of a year last year?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I just felt comfortable since day one coming in here. Having Casey and Riley, snapping and holding for me was great. Love the team up here. Love everyone in the organization. It's really been a great experience, and I'm excited to be here for 3 more years.
What was that connection like? You got to come here. You had connections from people that were familiar with you in Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice. Obviously, we had Mayo and Joe Webb at the end of the year, and Bradbury. So it was nice having those guys as teammates. But as far as internally, it was great having Mr. Gettleman and Mark Kahns and Jackie Miles and then T-Mac. There's so many guys that I was familiar with. So that was nice. They were able to tell me a lot about the organization when I didn't know much about it, and definitely made me feel comfortable coming up here. And it's a great place to play. I'm definitely excited to have the fans here this year. That'll be fun. Have played obviously a few games here before with the fans, so I'm definitely excited about that. But definitely love being here.
Now I'm trying to shake my memory a little bit. You dealt with some injury issues, right, when your final years at Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't think about that with kickers, right? That doesn't click with them. But for someone, we have Jeff Eagles. He hosts one of our podcasts with us. I talk to him about this all the time. How tough was that for you? I think we've seen this with Dan Bailey. He had a leg problem, and now he's come back after a couple of years to fight through that and just get your mechanics back to where they needed to be for you to be a consistent kicker.
Yeah, that was frustrating, definitely in Carolina. Was being told one thing, and it was actually something else that was wrong with my leg.
Geez,
so that was
really?
Yeah, that was tough. So it was basically a year wasted that shouldn't have been. But I believe everything happens for a reason, and all that happened, and I'm here now and excited to be here. And I think the toughest part was knowing what I was capable of, but not being able to do that. So getting up here, last year dealing with pain throughout the year. Something I was familiar with. I've dealt with pain on and off throughout the career. Everybody does, really. But kicking a football is a little different. It's such a fine movement. Everything has to be just right. So fighting through that and having COVID and stuff, but it's just something you deal with. And I was just happy to be playing football again. It was one thing I went from not thinking I was going to be able to play again to having another opportunity. It's something I'm very thankful for.
Jeff always compares it to a golf swing, right, where the hips have to be in line with the shoulders and all that stuff. Is that how you kind of look at it too, where everything just has to be timed up and linked up perfectly for it to all work?
It definitely has to be timed up. Everything, it's got to be a well-oiled machine when it comes to the line blocking for you, to the snap, to the hold, to the kick. Even weather conditions, things can change mid-kick. We had that happen last year in Seattle. The wind shifted completely the opposite direction.
Oh, wow.
In the middle of my steps. And so I was able to communicate that with Riley, and he changed the lean on the hold, and we were able to make that.
You guys communicated that mid-kick?
Mid-kick, yeah. Well, I wasn't in steps towards the ball. It was my steps back. But
still, yeah.
But yeah, he's such a good pro at what he does, and we're able to manipulate the wind kind of with the different holds we have. But yeah, I guess I'm not as technical as a lot of guys. I kind of just go out there and kick the ball, and I know what to do. It's just I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about that. I think that's what practice is for. So, yeah, I just go out there and have fun.
Have you figured out this stadium, you think? Or are you still learning a little something new every time you walk in here? Because these Meadowlands wins can be a little tricky sometimes.
The winds are tricky. We played a team last year. I don't want to say who it was, but the kicker came up to me. He was like, is it me or is the wind in our face in both directions? I said, yeah, that's pretty common here. It's just the way it is, and you just have to kind of figure it out. So, yeah, I think I've gotten used to it a little bit. I mean, I want to knock on wood, obviously saying that right now, but practicing out here where we practice definitely gets you ready for that. And we have all kinds of weather conditions here. I was up here, I think a month ago or so, and it was just as windy as ever. So, it's actually fun. It's a nice little challenge being able to kick in that. And, if you can kick in this weather, you can kick anywhere.
All right, finally, you have a head coach as a special teams coach. You have Tom Quinn and Thomas McGay, who have been both special teams coordinators now for a long time. They don't mind taking chances with you guys. Is it fun to have coaches that don't mind maybe trying a fake field goal now and then, and not trying that? Does that add a little bit of a juice for you to go out there?
For sure. I think it fires the guys up on the team. I mean, obviously everybody loves Coach Judge, and everybody would fight for him. But yeah, I mean, we're always in his ear, saying, hey, we want to do this, we want to do that. I want to run the ball. I've got some speed on me, but I've never ran the ball in the NFL, so I really want to do that. But
would you rather run it or throw it?
Either. I just want to make play. And but yeah, having these guys, I mean, even when it comes to sending me out for a long field goal, I realized in Chicago last year that was going to be something that's going to happen quite often. I think it was 57 yards right before halftime going into the wind, and he said field goal. Didn't even hesitate. So from that point on, my mindset was, hey, I'm going to be ready to hit it from wherever we're at on the field. So definitely, instill some confidence in us, knowing that they're so confident in our abilities. So, yeah, I guess you just got to be ready for anything.
Final question. Dome, so perfect conditions. You're feeling great, 100%. What's the max where you have a shot, but maybe, it's a 1 to 5 shot, but and then what's the distance where you feel, all right, I can kick my normal kick and
air conditioners to my back?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Man, that's tough. It depends on the day. I mean, I've hit back to 76 yards, but
wow. And imagine that's going to be like that real line drive.
It depends on the day.
Yeah.
No, I try not to change any angles on my kick or anything like that. My extra point will be the same as my 50-yard field goal. So that's hard to say. I mean, you hear the guys say, "Oh, I can hit it from 75," and you kind of look at those guys like, "Come on, really?" But yeah, I'd say I'd be comfortable from 60 yards. And I mean, when you go further back, you'll see how you're feeling that day and how much juice you got in your body.
Graham, good stuff, man. We really appreciate the time. This was
fun.
All right,
I appreciate it. Thanks.
That's Giants kicker Graham Gano. Don't miss it on your chance to experience a premier hospitality experience watching Giant games, world-class concerts in 2021 as a Giants suite partner. Limited full season locations are available, or place a deposit for individual games. Call 888-NYG-1925 or visit Giants.com/suites for more information. All right, we got one more left. That's Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton entering his 3rd year, speed to burn, hoping to have a big year for Big Blue. All right, and now we're joined by Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton. Darius, how are you, man? It's good to see you.
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
All right, what are your big goals heading into this season for you?
I'd probably say my primary goals is just trying to find ways to continue to help my team win football games. Obviously last year, I feel like we had a solid season, but obviously we have a lot of areas we can improve in, and I'm looking forward to doing that.
Looking back at last year, how do you view it from a kind of 20,000-foot elevation looking down on it?
I think we did a lot of good things as a team, but obviously we didn't do enough. Obviously we didn't make the playoffs, so obviously there's a lot of stuff that we have to work on and improve, but I think we made a lot of strides as a team, with a new coaching staff on offense and defense. I think we made a lot of strides, and we'll continue to make progress in a second year with them.
How do you feel personally about how you did, change systems and all that stuff, figuring things out in the off season, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah. I think I did by my standards. I'll say I did good. Not amazing or anything, but kind of like I said earlier, new system, new coaches. So part of that comes with a learning curve. So there's going to be a little bit of, speed bumps in that. But, I'm just looking forward to a second year under them and getting it going.
Well, where do you think you can get it going in your second year and do a little bit better and maybe be more productive?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just starts kind of right now in the offseason, working on my fundamentals, making sure everything with me is sharp. And then obviously once you get back together with the team, having chemistry with DJ and the other receivers and getting on the same page.
And it's funny, you mentioned the receivers, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you're bringing all these new guys, and what are you going to do with the snaps? Do you care about that? Or are you more excited about what having all these other guys on the field with you can do to help you be more productive?
Yeah, I mean, I think isn't the age-old saying, the more the merrier, right? So that's kind of the approach I take to it. Obviously we got a lot of talented guys. We've added a lot of talent to our roster this offseason. And, ultimately I think our coaches will find a way to be able to utilize all of our abilities.
How about your chemistry with Daniel? It seemed like last year especially, his accuracy on his deep balls off all year was just off the chart. He was hitting you guys all over the place. Do you see that? Do you feel that growing with him the more and more you're on the field with him, getting, being able to connect more on those deep passes, those big plays that really can change the flow of games?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I think obviously as you get repetitions with any phase of the game, it gets more and more smoother, and the connection grows more and more. But obviously, he's a great thrower of the football. Obviously, a great thrower, a deep ball thrower as well. So, I'm just blessed to be able to play with a guy like that.
And how about the system? I mean, does what you're going to be able to do in the system for a second year get you excited?
Yeah, of course. I think, like I said, with all the guys we have, I think our coaches are going to do a good job of being able to find ways for everybody to make plays and be utilized. I'm just looking forward to, playing my role, whatever that is.
What is it like working with Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator?
It's interesting. He's a really smart guy.
Princeton guy, man.
Yeah,
those
Princeton
Ivy
guy,
League guys,
so, he's got all kinds of names and records and statistics in his head. But he's a good guy, good coach, so I'm looking forward to a second year under him.
Slay, good stuff, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you having me on.
That's Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton. We thank him, Graham Gano, and Devontae Booker for joining us on this edition of the Giants Huddle podcast. As a reminder, you can find it on the Giants mobile app on your favorite podcast platforms and at giants.com/podcast. If you're on those podcast platforms, especially Apple Podcasts, please leave a 5-star positive review and subscribe if you like what you hear. I'm John Schmeelk. For Graham, for Darius, for Devontae. We'll see you next time on the Giants Huddle.